Gunna has filed a jaw-dropping $100 million lawsuit against Young Thug and the YSL collective following his recent ambush after the VMAs, but with no solid proof that YSL members were actually involved in the attack. This bold legal move might just flip the entire situation back on Gunna, if he's wrong, raising the stakes to an entirely new level and forcing fans, media, and industry insiders to question whether this is a fight for justice or a gamble that could destroy his career forever. From the very moment reports of Gunna's ambush surfaced, the narrative has been clouded with rumors, suspicion, and unanswered questions. Some said it was retaliation from YSL.
That's a violation.
Others claimed it was random gang activity.
Don't nobody really know about it, but me and goddamn cash.
Might even have been staged by outside forces.
He already did some shit that was a violation that I was supposed to cut him off for.
No definitive
evidence
has
tied
Young Thug
I just found
or his crew to the attack.
new way to love him.
Still, in a move that has left many
be how y'all
stunned,
live.
Gunna's
I try
legal
to look
team
at him
has
from a
filed
different
paperwork
light and be like,
seeking $100 million in damages, accusing Thug and YSL of orchestrating the ambush and attempting to silence him once and for all. The lawsuit has immediately divided the hip-hop community.
I bought his first
Gunna
apartment
for standing up against
that he lived in.
intimidation,
I bought it with my
while
money.
others accuse
I
him
made
of
him put his
recklessly
money up.
pointing
Keep your
fingers
money.
without proof
I bought it with my
and
money 'cause I had
potentially
some other
igniting a
extras.
war that could get
I bought that
even
shit.
uglier. Please do not forget to like this video,
with you to buy your
share
mama
and
house.
subscribe
Your
to this
mama first
channel
house, get her out of
if you
the
want more updates like this.
I told you
Thank
to go down there to the country town and get your daddy. No
let's
matter
get
what
back
your
into the video.
differences is with
The
your daddy.
lawsuit paints a
I
vivid
told you
picture
that.
of Gunna as a targeted man.
I know for a fact.
Someone
me
who has carried the
personally, I
weight
know
of
your dad
betrayal
don't look at you like a
accusations
real nigga.
ever since his
I know
release
it's my
from
man.
jail,
Your dad is my
only
OG.
to be met with violence
He don't
when he
look at you
tried
like
to
that.
move forward with
I
his
made you
career.
go get your dad. I
His
made you
lawyers
reunite
argued
with
that
your
the
family and
attack
do the right
after the
thing.
VMAs was no
I
coincidence.
just poured my all into
That the men
him,
who
bro. I gave this
ambushed
nigga
him
more
were part
time
of
than
a
my
coordinated
children.
effort meant
I
to
gave him
send a
more time
message
than my
on behalf of
kids.
YSL.
I gave him more time than my old
According to their
lady.
filing,
I poured my life
Gunna
into
not
these
only
people,
suffered
bro.
physical harm, but
Like
also emotional distress,
I bought your brother
brand
his first
damage,
truck
and
let you
long-term
present it
risk
to him
to
like
his
you bought
career
it.
and personal safety. The $100 million figure is meant to reflect not just medical expenses or immediate harm, but the broader impact on his livelihood, his reputation, and his ability to perform freely without living in constant fear. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. For all the passion and power behind Gunna's lawsuit, no concrete evidence has been presented that directly ties Young Thug or YSL members to the incident. The men who attacked Gunna were masked, their identity still unknown, and police have yet to release any official findings linking the crime to YSL. This means Gunna is effectively accusing one of hip-hop's most notorious crews, led by a man already fighting for his freedom in court, without a smoking gun to back it up. And in the court of law, allegations without proof can backfire in devastating ways. If Gunna fails to prove his case, not only will he lose a lawsuit, but he could also face countersuits for defamation, malicious prosecution, and damages of his own. In other words, this legal battle could end with Gunna bankrupt, discredited, and further alienated from a hip-hop community that already views him with suspicion. To truly understand the weight of this, we have to remember where Gunna stands right now in the culture. Ever since the YSL RICO case exploded, his name has been tangled in controversy. Many fans branded him a snitch after his plea deal, even though legal experts pointed out that accepting an Alford plea doesn't necessarily mean he provided information against Young Thug. Still, perception is everything in hip-hop, and the streets painted him as a man who broke the code. Since then, every step he's taken, every song release, every public appearance, has been shadowed by this stigma. The ambush after the VMAs only intensified those tensions, with many speculating that it was punishment for perceived disloyalty. So now, by filing this $100 million lawsuit, Gunna is making the boldest move of his career. On one hand, it could be seen as an act of defiance, a statement that he refuses to be intimidated or silenced by anyone, not even his former brother-in-arms Young Thug. On the other hand, it could be seen as desperation, a risky gamble by a man who knows his reputation is already scarred and is trying to flip the script by becoming the victim instead of the accused. Either way, the decision to sue Thug and YSL for such an astronomical amount guarantees that the spotlight will burn even hotter on both men. Young Thug, of course, has yet to respond, locked up and battling for his own freedom in one of the most high-profile criminal cases hip-hop has ever seen. Thugger is fighting battles on multiple fronts. His legal team has been pushing back against prosecutors, arguing that YSL is a record label, not a criminal organization, and that he's been unfairly targeted by the justice system. Now, Gunna's lawsuit piles on yet another problem, a civil claim that, if successful, could financially devastate him even further. But Thug's silence could also be strategic. By not commenting, he avoids adding fuel to the fire or giving Gunna's camp any more material to use against him. Still, fans are watching closely, wondering how long he can remain quiet as the accusations mount. The $100 million figure is another element that has sparked debate. Why such a massive amount? Gunna's lawyers argue that the number reflects not only the potential loss of income from canceled shows, endorsements, and brand deals, but also the long-term impact of being associated with violence and danger. They claim that Gunna's ability to perform safely has been compromised, that his brand is suffering in ways that can't easily be measured, and that only a figure this magnitude can truly capture the scope of the harm done. Skeptics, however, see it differently. To them, the number is nothing more than a headline grabber, a way to shock the public and put pressure on young Thug in the court of public opinion, even if the lawsuit never succeeds in court. The irony in all of this is hard to ignore. For years, Gunna and Thug were inseparable. They collaborated on countless tracks, shared stages, and projected an image of brotherhood that seemed unbreakable. To see their relationship disintegrate into lawsuits and public accusations is heartbreaking to some fans and infuriating to others. It's yet another reminder of how fragile loyalty can be in the industry, how quickly love can turn into hate, and how success can breed both envy and betrayal. But beyond the personal drama, this lawsuit has the potential to shift the culture in major ways. If Gunna succeeds, it could set a precedent for artists who feel threatened by gangs or former crews to use civil court as a weapon, suing not just for safety but for financial justice. If he fails, it could reinforce the idea that the streets, not the courts, are where these disputes are settled, and that artists who run the legal system risk losing credibility and respect. Either way, the outcome will send ripples across the industry, shaping how future conflicts are handled and remembered. Right now, fans are divided. Some applaud Gunna for standing up, calling the lawsuit a necessary move to protect himself and send a message that intimidation won't be tolerated. Others accuse him of clout chasing, using the attack as an excuse to drag young Thug's name through the mud and secure a payday in the process.